Man of many mistakes. I made them all so you don't have to, but you can if you want to. All right. So I had a talk with a buddy of mine. I've known this guy for over 30 years, and I probably have to say he is my brother. And he was telling me about seeing my channel and stuff and giving me some real sound advice and some ideas. And, excuse me, I listened to every word he said because I respect him. And he brought up a topic that he says I should probably incorporate into what I do, dealing with finances and money, right? And so right away, my knee-jerk reaction was, well, shit, I can't talk about money. I'm not rich, right? But then I thought about it and I said, well, damn, I should be able to put my 2 cents in about finances and money. Why? Because who am I? I'm a man of many mistakes. I made them all so you don't have to. And money included. Hell yeah, money included. I've blown so much money. I've acquired money. I've just had a love-hate relationship with money, and I'll tell you why. My dad told me this once, and these are some things that you remember. There's some things that you remember, you know. And he told me straight up, he said, listen, if a woman puts some money in your hand, take it. If a woman puts some money in your hand, take it. Right? So I heard him. Did I agree or did I disagree? I think I disagreed low key. I'll tell you why. Because as my journey in life went on, now he might have told me this as a youngin', you know what I mean? I might have just been getting a little mustache. What, 13, 14 years old maybe? But I have to remember, and now looking back in context, the era my dad came from was the black exploitation era. It was the 50s, the 60s. He's seen all the revolutions. He's been a part of the revolutions. And he was a street guy. So he understood the rules and the law of the street. But as far as the spiritual guy, maybe I taught him that. You get me? So, moving forward, if a woman puts money in your hands, take it. I say that to say my relationship with money has been against my father's way. My father in the flesh, my physical father. Because as much as money is necessary, I tend to only keep enough. I tend to only have enough. Every now and then, you know, you might hit a lick and you might have abundance here and there for a minute. But here's where I've gone left in the past with money. I've tended to give it away, not really lend it. Seeing that, hey, if I give you this, I'll still be okay. But I know you need it, right? I know you need it. So I wasn't the guy that a woman would try to even help out. Because in her eyes, she saw no need. So I had to reflect back on what my pop said, where respectfully I had to say, okay, well, you might have been looking for women to help you out. So I get that mentality. But I can't have a woman help me out in that respect. Go figure. So My talk about money is way different than a lot of what you guys are used to hearing. Money is necessary, but at the same time, money is so not necessary as much as it is necessary. What does he mean? We all think that while we're here, the time we're here, there's a certain time frame where we got to go get ours. We got to go chase the bag and get the bag. Hear me out. So with that mentality, we tend to create these personas, create these identities, these kind of superheroes that we stand behind to go get the bag, right? And it takes all forms, you know. Some of us become actors, some of us become lawyers, some of us become rappers, some of us become thieves, you know, criminals. We take on these personas for the sake of thinking that we need this much of a bag to be okay. Well, this is where I differ, because my walk is a little different. My walk with money has been so complicated that now I really am happy with just enough. And I know it doesn't make sense. I know people sometimes don't even believe me. And because you have just enough, sometimes you can really carve out a comfortable place for yourself by having just enough, knowing that there's a limit to my money, okay? There's a limit to it, and then there's also a stop, an automatic stop to where I have to not touch my money because I don't have enough to touch. I have to get to the next money, and I can't lose this money to get to the next money. So not having abundance of money and unlimited money teaches you how to respect money. What does he mean? If you're the person who justifies money by, I worked hard this week, I put my 40 hours in, and the money I get, I deserve to boom the bam the bip, whatever that is. But if you're neglecting your responsibilities and you're neglecting what you know you have to do for the sake of you worked hard this week so you feel you deserve, well, now you don't have a respect for the money, okay? You're being selfish. That's childish. That's not an adult. That's a spoiled brat. Because you're telling yourself, which is telling a lie, that because I worked so hard, I need to blow this money, or I need to spend this money wherever I want to spend it. I'll worry about the bills tomorrow, whatever. Well, you're a loser. That's all you are. You're just a loser. So now, finances and money. If you have $100, well, why not just pay yourself first? Why don't you get it out the way? Pay yourself a percentage of your $100 before the bills, before the rent, before the mortgage, before the wife, before the husband. Pay yourself first. Now, what does that look like? Well, shoot, you're paying yourself a percentage of what you deserve or what you feel you can afford. Out of $100, you might pay yourself $10. Okay? Every time $100 comes. Every time a pay period comes, you might pay yourself $10. And before you know it, the year is done, and now that $10 turns into whatever that is times 12. Or however that math works, because my math don't be mathing. But anyway, my point is, pay yourself first. Take that money. Let that be your reward. Be able to look on something that you've saved, something that you have in case of emergency, something that you've earned, and you just didn't blow it frivolously because I worked hard this week. That's my advice. Whenever you get money, pay yourself first. I'm not telling you to pay yourself half the money or 3/4 of the money. No, pay yourself a percentage of the money, and do that constantly. Create your own wealth. Create your own account. Create your own discipline. Create your own adulthood. All of this is just sharp tools for life. And you can do it all within you. You don't even have to deal with the bank. I used to put my money underneath my socks in my drawer. And man, it just looked so good in there because it was so fat. It was mostly 1s and 5s. But back then, the fatter it looked, the more you thought you had. Okay? So I used to have this type of old fatness, and it might have been $400. But I was 14 years old, 15 years old. So, do the math. Today, we're living in a time where the money that we're used to touching and the money that we're used to spending and adding and subtracting is changing. It's becoming a thing of the past. And yes, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's actually here. They're just slow walking us. They're not trying to give us too much trauma shock, but trust me, it's going away. So moving forward, your relationship with finance now should be a little more intricate. You should understand what they mean when they say crypto. You should understand what it means when they say Bitcoin or when they say stable coins. Okay? You should understand what the financial institutions look like these days. It's no longer walking into the bank and doing a hand-to-hand transaction. You should understand what the word blockchain means. Real important stuff, people. And guess what? Here's the beauty of it all. You don't have to have a lot anymore. You just have to have enough. And with that enough, you can invest in everything I just spoke about. Because now you're just giving increments. You don't even have to give full dollars. And this is the studying you have to do about finance. Your wealth can be created by you simply on what you've made, on what you've earned this week, because it's all relative. If you earned $100, you stash that $10 every time. If you've earned $1,000, you stash that $100 every time. It's all relative, but you're creating your own wealth. Bang, bang, bang. Man of many mistakes. I made them all so you don't have to, but you can if you want to. If you like the content and it's helping you out in your soul a little bit, subscribe. A lot more to come. Thank you.